Hi there, hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be showing you Brand Building 101. So thanks for watching this video, I really appreciate it. My name is Diego. I help scale e-commerce brands to new levels using organic and paid traffic strategies, but I'm not going to be talking about that today. In this video, I'm going to be basically talking about the fundamental steps to building a brand, essentially. And this is based off just my experience of working with brands and what I've noticed with brands. So, why build a brand? Whether it's a personal brand or maybe it's your business, building a brand is very essential. It makes people aware of your company or of yourself and what you say. And this can make you a popular figure in your field as well. It can also make you an authority figure. It can make you a credible figure, and it can make you someone that is worth paying attention to. And I guess we can get into the basics of what it takes to build a brand right now. So the first thing is find a niche. Pick a niche you know, but make sure it's relatively small. You don't want to start too big because even though there's more people, um, it's better to reach like half of 10,000 people than 0.0001% of a million people, right? And most people don't really do this because they think that they may not be targeting enough people or reaching enough audience, but they're not reaching like a larger scale a lot of people. And I can understand that. However, like I said earlier, in reality, reaching 20% of, 10,000 people is better than reaching 0.001 of a million people because, you're attracting more people even though you're in a small niche. And because of that, you're able to become a bigger figure in your niche. More people will start paying attention to you. You become a credible figure. And then from there, you can start to expand. But you want to pick a niche that you know and understand well and have, either experience in, knowledge in, or maybe you have a really good understanding of it. You want to do this because you talk to people that like you or have similar views to you, and this also comes out as authentic and real, and that's kind of the big thing. You want to be real, but I'll get into that probably later on this video. Another thing is your name, and this is something that you shouldn't really think about too much. It's pretty simple. Just make sure it's not super fitting to your niche. You want to make sure that's narrow, especially when you're starting to expand. And you want to have a name that, like I said, allows you to scale and explain it further and not niche it down. And that's pretty much self-explanatory. Like I just don't. I guess an example would be Nike. Like think about Nike. Is Nike like when you think of Nike? Obviously, you think of the logo and how it's related to sports, but off the name, it doesn't sound like it's based off that, right? And that's basically the point. You want to have a name that isn't too generic towards your niche, but also makes it stand out and not and easier to have as a name. That way, it's easier to scale. You want to resonate with your audience, and a lot of people don't really do this for some reason. Think about the brands out there and what separates them. Of course, one of the more common answers is the price point, or maybe it has one unique feature that it doesn't have, right? And there's some brands that understand this and resonate with their audience well, and that's pretty much why they're successful. I guess an example of this, and this is not a specific um, company or any of that or brand. Like I just made up an example of an athletic wear brand about mentality or mental health, something like that. And this pretty much resonates with that niche. And many people eat mentality stuff up. They like the idea of self improvement and how they need to be in a specific mindset to change the way they are. And not only that, people love athletic wear, especially the gym freaks, and that those are two niches that basically go hand in hand, especially gym wear or athletic wear and then mentality stuff. I think that's a well thought out brand that maybe you can start. There's definitely a lot of brands like that. Anyway, um, don't make a brand where your only difference is the price because no one's going to value that. If you have a price that's worth less than everyone else and that's the one thing you're clinging on to, no one's going to deem it valuable. No one's going to really look at it and go, hey, maybe that's the brand that I want to put in because it's not as expensive as this brand because some other reason, right? Like people, like if, and it's not to say that you should charge a ridiculous amount. It's to say that you should have something that's valuable. And not only that, there's more to it than just let's say like for the clothing brand example, like it's not just another brand or another like piece of clothing with a logo on it. It's something more than that. And you want to resonate with your audience by implementing the values of your brand or having a unique story that elicits some sort of emotion. And that's why a lot of brands have about me sections on their website because they use their story to resonate with the viewer. And and the audience and the customer. That way they're able to showcase what's real about them and what makes them stand out. And also, again, like I mentioned earlier, it makes your brand look authentic. And you want to do this. You want to look at everything in the long run, because it obviously takes time to build a successful brand. It's obviously won't happen overnight. It's not going to happen, in 3 months. Although it could, it's possible. Anything's possible, but you want to look at this through a realistic lens as well. And really, that's not going to happen. You want to understand that it's going to take years to grow at the level that you want to grow at, but you also need to understand that you can still reach different levels by leveraging certain things, such as content, for example. If you're an e-commerce brand, you want to focus more on your customer service, testing of products, and fulfillment, like shipping time, stuff like that, and community building. And that kind of hops into my next thing, which is community building. You want to have customers give testimonials or make content of your stuff. Utilize UGC, user-generated content. I think that's big nowadays. You want to have newsletters or forums or some sort of Discord server even. That way you're able to have people with the same values and same possibly viewpoints as you connect with each other, build a community, build something greater than your brand. Like, for example, let's say you have a clothing brand like the one I mentioned earlier. You want to make sure that you have a community of like-minded individuals that agree with everything, what the brand is about, that agree with the ability that they want to change their mentality, that they want to change their mindset, that they want to change their fitness, and that's why they're into fitness, and whatever the case may be. And if you're able to do that, if you're able to create a tight-knit community and a loyal fan base of people that buy your stuff or are interested in what your brand is all about, you're already in a good spot. And if you're able to do that at such a large scale, money printing through the roof, and people are smiling, not only that you're doing well as a brand, but that they're satisfied with the value that you bring as a whole. And either way, you basically just want to build a community of people in your space, not only to leverage and monetize them, but again, have them be part of something greater. And that's the key of a brand. You basically want something greater than what it is. So pretty much that's going to be it for today's video. And like I said, I just want to show a bit of the branding side of things and how you yourself can implement some of these strategies for your own brand. Let's say you're a business owner or you own a brand as well and you want to grow. This is pretty much for you, and I hope you got something out of it. Hope you liked watching this video, and yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.